Hello and welcome to another episode of Akiba's trip, Undead and Undressed. Last time, we finally beat Soga and took his giant dark utopia machine. Shion got hit by a giant sword and is probably dying. And also, I'm still dying because of blood conflicts inside my body. And I don't have my cool bracelet anymore, so I'm probably dying as we speak. So, all sorts of fun stuff is happening. So, of course, with Soga out of the way, you'd have to wonder, doesn't that mean this is the end? Well, as it turns out, it's not quite the end yet. It turns out that Soga's battle is not the final thing that the game has to throw at us, which I think is probably the most interesting part of this entire route, is the actual final conflict, which is to be expected, but also it is very, very funny. So of course Shion's like dying, or she probably got like a who knows, that was a big blade. She probably got slammed or sliced or something, and she's gonna keep saying that she's alright, but can't be 100% on that. So she went ahead and called a friend, and it turns out that her friend is this asshole who apparently is not dead or fired, I guess, but I guess we're sparing him, or not really, we're kind of putting him to work. So of course Sakaguchi came because I guess, well, he's a little snivelly piece of crap, so he'll listen to anybody with any modicum of power. But of course we're gonna be kind of confused because we just beat the crap out of this guy like a couple hours ago, so, and we're not gonna get much more clarity on this situation than we already have. But all that's important to understand is that Sakaguchi's back and he's working for us, so now that he can't be powerful and shady, he's just gonna go back to being an underling like he was before, naturally, which is going to work for us, because Shion can't really do anything on her own because she got hit by a really big and probably sharp sword, so naturally things are going to be a little difficult. So we're actually going to get some serious Shion backstory here. This is basically her big reason why she became, you know, the CEO of this company, why she's trying to save our life. I mean, beyond the obvious like love interest thing. This is another pretty surprising drop here. They did a pretty good job giving her an interesting kind of like exposition type deal here, even though it is a bit like thrown in. We're so close to the end of the game now that it's just like it's there, but you know, it's nice to know this stuff because, you know, there's gotta be something important involved. So yes, related families, medical dynasties, and this guy died, and her cousin died overseas, having a mental breakdown. I can't really blame him, to be honest. To be quite honest with you, can't really blame him, but it depends, you know. You never know where he went. We don't know. We're not going to get that much information. So of course Shion feels bad about this, obviously has some sort of regret and maybe a little bit of self-deprecation involved because she wasn't there to stop it. So naturally she went ahead and got the CEO position at Daishion to kind of move on and continue the work of her cousin that she had such admiration for him. So that's Shion's great resolve in saving people and saving lives and finding ways to make things better for people. So, you know, and that's why she's interested in the synthesizers, because mental breakdown victims, connections here, and that nobody could figure out how to cure the victims, and that it was a big epidemic, and naturally as the CEO of a pharmaceutical company she would want to be interested in that with all this other, you know, stuff involved. So she wanted to fix everybody. She wanted to save people. It's a very noble cause. It's all good. And you know, and then us, the anomaly, the double blood that's killing us anomaly. But she thinks we were a hero, even though who knows at what state I was when she first came in. It probably wasn't good, but now I'm wearing a military vest and a skirt, so honestly I guess I'm a little worse off in terms of appearance than I was before, if you want to be quite honest. But Shion's giving us some very, very beautiful praise and uplifting words, and she's gonna try to figure out how to save us using this machine, which we have to trust, or else we're gonna die at some point. So might as well not wait out the clock and just get to working. So of course we don't know whether she's like dying or not from her like wounds. I mean, she did get hit. I gotta emphasize this. That was a big damn sword, and he did like a jump attack. He did like a jump slash. Like it looks like the Gwen jump slash from Dark Souls, like when you walk in, like that kind of jump slash. That kind of like, oh shit, I'm about to get fucking sliced jump slash, like that kind of deal. But now we've slept. Now we've rested, and I guess we're not dead yet. Luckily, we did not die in our sleep. Of course, we want to know why Sakaguchi's still here, because I mean, we beat him up, and we didn't like him, and I still don't like him. But he's basically being used for, you know, the heavy lifting, so naturally it's okay. He's doing the underling work here, so we don't have to worry about him doing anything else. And of course, Shion seems to be a little better. Instead of being worse for wear from her injuries, I guess she kind of got patched up at some point, though. We're not 100% on that one. And of course, yes, we don't. Sakaguchi doesn't want to get involved in this whole like dark utopia thing anymore because we kind of ridiculed him and made him look bad. So, you know, I guess he's finally seen that trying to do shady shit to get to the top isn't really cool, and because he has no spine, it probably isn't helping him any. That he's basically just walking blackmail at this point. So, of course. We're also going to learn something that in the time that whenever this transpired, it looks like Shion became CEO of Daishion again. Pretty easy, I guess, you know, whatever. It's just kind of like a walk back deal. And we also get to learn more about company shareholding, of all sorts of other great miscellaneous tidbits of information that we get to know about. And yes, Sakaguchi is really bitter about this whole deal. Like, I don't even know how he's keeping the composure up. I guess he's just like, you know, bitter fire that doesn't really do anything, because I mean, there's not really like any real retaliation he can accomplish at this point other than being a spineless little dick nose. So here's the big bombshell, which is probably the best part of this entire playthrough. So naturally, in every other run, you know, every other route, you find out where the machine is, you learn about it, you find out where it is, you find out it's in the Radio Kaikon building, the construction building, and then you go to stop it after it gets turned on, of course. This time, they're doing that, they did that, they figured out where it was, they figured out it was in the Radio Kaikon building, and they're coming to stop it, except we didn't turn it on, because obviously we're trying not to use it for that reason. We're trying to reverse engineer it right now. So, of course, they're coming to stop us. So, we have to go and stop them. So, Sakaguchi is going to come with us and beat up our friends, the Freedom Fighters. We are going to go beat up every single one of them. All of them. Every single Freedom Fighter. All of them. Pops. Kaito. Toko. Shizuku. Rin. They're all going to get beat up. Yes, Pops. We're going to beat up Pops. First time ever. Pops right there. We're about to beat the crap out of him. And the Tachibana brothers. We get to fight them first. And of course they think we're traitors, which is honestly not a difficult conclusion to come to. I mean, I would think the same thing, because of course we're kind of been, you know, AWOL, and we've been doing bad stuff. And we haven't been telling them anything, so naturally they probably think, yeah, you know, maybe our friend has just become evil and is doing bad stuff for no reason. So of course, right now we have to buy Shion time, so we of course have to beat them up and strip them. And that includes Pops. And this whole deal is pretty ridiculous. Like, I did not know you were gonna do an all-out brawl with the Freedom Fighters, like, your friends. And it's honestly like that. This is like completely a shock to me, and it's great. Like, poor Pops, oh my god, what did he do to deserve that? Like, man. And of course we're working with Sakaguchi, which already puts a bad taste in my mouth because I hate him. And all the security guys, the street patrol dudes with their batons are gonna attack us. But of course, I'm focusing down the main targets here, you know, because I don't want to have the encounters take too long. So focusing on the freedom fighters instead of focusing on the security patrol will make it a lot easier for me to finish up, basically. And the best part is that all the freedom fighters have stills. I did not know that either. So even Tachibana Brothers, Pops has a still. It's pretty great, honestly. Of course, now that we've stripped everybody important, even though I'm still doing this, we're done. So we don't have to worry anymore. We've successfully stripped all the main characters here, so now the whole fight's just gonna cease because we've accomplished our objective here. They're no longer gonna fight us, and of course they're gonna be kind of confused and upset because I mean, and I feel a little confused and upset. We don't want to do this to our friends. We don't feel any animosity towards them, but you know, it's just a matter of circumstances, and you know, we can't fight it. We just cannot fight it, and you know. Genuinely, I felt pretty bad here. Even though it was just a riot, like, I felt bad, you know? So like, you know, they're my friends, and now I had to beat them up, and I had to beat them up with this guy? I mean, that makes it even worse. Like, Sakaguchi, like, man, if you could kill anyone in this game, like, really kill, it would probably be him. Like, no one else. Not even Zenya. Zenya can live. He can go back to being like whatever, you know, he was before, just a commoner. But Sakaguchi, I just want him to go. I think it's time for old age to kick in for him. So of course we're fighting everybody now. We're gonna fight Toko, Kati, and Rin. Yes, we're fighting Kati again. Second time, round 2. We're gonna beat them up. Yeah, they want to go into Radio Kaikan and stop us, and of course we're gonna stop them instead. And of course, they're not going to be successful. That's just the long and short of this one here. And of course, you know, I don't want to beat up my female friends either, but can't help it. This is for love and for redemption and for like me not dying. Though at this point in the game, I do not know why we don't just tell them. Like, this is the one part that I don't get. I understood it earlier when we were still working for a plan to stop Soga. But now that he's done, like, why don't we just tell them? Like, Sakaguchi's like an asshole. We could just explain that one away. But just telling them that, yeah, we're using the machine to, like, save my life. You know, that's important, right? And unless Shion's really adamant about the whole let's not tell Shizuku until you're cured thing, then, I don't know, it's almost defeating the purpose. This route really kind of makes excuses for you to just fight all your friends in an all-out brawl, and honestly, I'm not going to complain because it's really fun. It is a good way. It is a good last mission to send out this run on. Like, this route, like, having this be the way it ends, like, honestly, that is just, it's magic. It's ridiculous. It is really funny. It's a very interesting way to change the game because every other route has a very similar structure, but like you do this like turncoat, turn on your friends deal, and all of a sudden you're just stripping all of them and just wasting them. It's just like, oh man, this is rough. So of course, trying to get Toko, but all these security patrol guys are kind of getting in the way, which is making this a little difficult. However, she's almost done. Just have to go for the spats, and that's going to be that. And now that I'm done with that, I really don't have to keep stripping, so we can just, you know, be done. So now we've taken all of them, and as you might have noticed, there's one person missing from our female group of friends, and that's Shizuku. So naturally, she's going to be kind of the final boss. Not really. I mean, technically Soga was the final boss. He's definitely probably the hardest single enemy you ever fight in this game due to his moveset. But technically in this route, Shizuku's the final boss. She is the final enemy we will face in this entire route because she's just the last thing standing. So now we have to fight her and defeat her so that she can't invade Radio Kaikan and stop us. And then that will pretty much put things into motion for us after that. So, of course, she is going to be the final contender. And this is really not a fair fight. by any stretch of the imagination, because Sakaguchi is here, so this is a double team. It's even worse than just like one-on-oneing. It's just gonna be like just a destruction. It's gonna be a demolition match. Now, of course, she's gonna take responsibility for our actions here, even though it really wasn't her fault. It really wasn't our fault either. It was just kind of a matter of horrible, stupid circumstances. So she's gonna try to kill us, I guess, or put us down, or her intentions are unclear, but Sakaguchi and I are going to double team her, and then this encounter is not going to last even longer than a minute. Because, naturally, even though the security guys are here, all I have to do is focus on her. And of course, Shizuku's only got 2 clothing types, so basically all I have to do is take her out in pretty much one go. Which is exactly what just happened. That's it. That's the final encounter in the game. It was very easy. And very unfair. Even the security guys are just not difficult, and they don't attack very much, so it doesn't allow for much opposition, as you can imagine. So, but yes, that is it. That's the last fight we're gonna do. From here on out, it's the end. This is the last player-controlled part of the game. So. Up next is going to be the ending sequence, so I hope you join me next time for the final episode of Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.